welcome back to another episode of the JMA podcast, specifically episode 209. We are almost up to our 10th episode. If you guys have been joining us on the series so far, thank you so much. It means a lot that you guys have joined us. Today, I am joined by my co-host, Jeremy Fairhurst, and his Alphonse to his Edward Elric. Michael Fairhurst, the undisputed wise ass of the Midwest. I almost said Midwest. Good Lord. All right, my friends. I'm going to skip the intros. Normally we'd, do the whole like intro thing, but let's roll right into it. Michael,
Yes.
how excited are you for your upcoming fight?
I'm about as excited to get punched in the face as I usually am. So super excited leading up to it, and then the week of, not as excited. But
And you've been training for a while, Michael. Jeremy, you're giving a look. Go ahead, say something.
No, I wasn't saying anything. What do you mean? Do your thing.
I don't have a thing this today because like this threw me off. So we were originally supposed to have Sam Brighter on the podcast today. So like all my study and all my research is completely off. I apologize completely, but I would
You're
say
just not these
I would
last
say this
second upgrades.
I would say this is abnormal
Uh,
for me, but it's completely routine.
Yeah, nah.
Uh, Michael, you're 3-5, 2-5, two
yeah,
wins.
and
How,
MMA.
what's up with the 5?
Okay. So I used to suck, and now I don't. Is the best answer to that. Realistically, I took a lot of fights I shouldn't have taken on too short of a notice and too high of a weight class. Um, Not just in MMA, but in kickboxing / MMA, I've competed at light heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight, and flyweight. So sometimes when you take stupid fights, stupid things happen. But I'm back
And
on track, and we're gonna get that fight record evened out.
what fight? What weight class are you sticking with? The bantam?
As an amateur, yeah, I don't like killing myself for a weight cut. And everybody that's a flyweight and an amateur sucks. So yeah, I'd like to fight people that are good, and then we can worry about getting easy fights as a pro.
What's your walking around weight?
Uh, right now, it's lower, but normally we've gotten up to like 150, 152 recently. So I could still make flyweight, but I'm not going to cut 25 pounds just to beat up somebody smaller than me.
That's fair. That's fair. Where do you see your career going? So like if you bounce around, you said, uh, where do you see it like kind of going from here then?
I don't even really care that much if I bounce around as an AMI. Like, I took enough stupid fights, I got enough losses, so right now I'm underestimated, which is a great place to be when you're fighting. Uh, I already have 2 kickboxing belts. I don't care if I get a bunch of AMI MMA belts before I turn pro. And I don't care if I even out my record. I just want to take a few more stylistically difficult fights, and we'll probably be looking at pro around the like end of next year.
What do you mean stylistically fights?
Well, I don't want to just go beat up a bunch of people that can't grapple. I'm a 3 stripe purple belt. Everybody knows that I have amazing jujitsu for the area, and I could go find a bunch of strikers with knockout power, take them down, drown them, and look really good. But I want to take fights against some wrestlers, i.e., Muhammad Cisse, June 28th this weekend. I want to fight these good grapplers so that I can get some super hood rounds in the cage.
Are you looking at getting out of the Midwest circuit and like trying any of the like Western circuits or any of the Eastern circuits?
I knew you were going to go for that. I was have a timer going, seeing how long on the pod is going to take to ask me to come out to New York and fight. No, I'm playing.
I'm not asking you. I'm just asking if you have any plans.
Um, Not really. And it's not even that I don't want to fight in the Midwest, but it's like I don't want to cut down to 125 pounds and then go drive for 12 hours. Like if I fight further away, I'm gonna have to fight at a higher weight class, and I don't want to fight somebody that had the home sauna set up, cut 30 pounds to fight me when I'm driving in dead from half a day. So maybe when I'm a pro, maybe when I can go out there a little bit earlier before the fight. But
What about for your jiu-jitsu? Do you do any super fights or anything like that?
I haven't. I did a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments a few years ago. I don't know why I never did it. Mainly because I don't want to pay $120 to go tap out two people, get a gold medal, and go home. Like I
No,
like getting paid.
super
Super
fights.
fights. Oh, like I've done I've done one super fight technically, like a grappling match in the cage. There's no reason I wouldn't do it. It's fun. Everyone knows I'm a better jiu-jitsu guy than a kickboxer, so there's no reason I shouldn't show that off more often.
There's a lot of good opportunities to make some side cash in jiu-jitsu because it's not as regulated as MMA. So like they're actually able to give earnings and innings and stuff. Like the band, I don't know if people can kind of see it behind the podcast thing there. But there's a quintet coming up and yeah, it's new something. You have it right behind me. Let's see. No, it's not there. I thought it was there. It's somewhere near Montgomery, New York. But they have an opportunity for the teams to win. I think upwards of $1,000 or something. And that's a team jiu-jitsu tournament. And then Rolling Stoners gives you Bud, which is cool. And then who else? There's a few others that like locally that give like upwards of $500.
I mean, the expenses for going out towards these areas where you actually get paid for grappling is like either I win and I have enough money to cover the expenses, or I lose and I'm out $500. But I mean, I want to do it. I would love to do some team competitions. Problem is I'm a bantamweight, so I can't go into a team competition of bantamweight. It's just going to be a bunch of middleweight smash for me. If I can find something that's more specifically weight class oriented, but I don't think that's a thing.
Depends. If you make a decent name for yourself, sometimes some of the tournaments will pay for you to come out, but you have to be a name pull.
You have to have MMA belts and not just kickboxing belts.
My bad.
They'll invite you to come do Rolling Stoners and all the cool stuff.
Hey, I know a couple of promotions I could hop on and fight some 0-2 guy for a belt and then call myself the MMA champion of Jackson, Tennessee. So, I mean, if I wanted to go that route, I could for sure.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah.
I want to say something. I don't know if I should.
Say it. I spent the whole last podcast roasting them.
You won't.
5-2 though.
5-2.
5-2. I mean,
you just said his back.
5-3. Or 3 and 3.
You got this.
3 and 5. 3 and 5. My bad. 3 and 5.
Here's the thing. I've seen people with worse records fight for titles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe in it. I mean, I've been offered MMA title fights. I got offered an MMA title fight against another dude with a losing record 6 hours away. I could have gone and beaten him up and collected another belt to put around my neck if I wanted to, but I don't see the point. All of those amateur belts go away when you turn pro. You vacate all of them, so.
I don't understand the importance of having a title holder for your event when the event doesn't have enough pull to even have enough fighters for a title. Like if you have your guy, right, your best guy, your most consistent guy is all losing, right, and he's your only guy that you can put up for a title, like I think you need to check your roster.
Well, I think it's more about bringing in drunken fans to get excited about a title fight. They don't know the gravity of an MMA show. If we put on an MMA show in Paducah, Kentucky, some of these people might think we're the fucking UFC. They don't know better. They're just there to watch a fist fight and get drunk. So I just think having title fights in general. But I understand what you mean. An amateur belt doesn't mean anything because I have 2 kickboxing belts, but I guarantee we could go find 1,000 amateurs that could beat me up for them.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying is like like they treat the belt though like it's nothing, so it becomes it's even worse. It's even less than like it's implied.
I mean, I see amateurs literally doing photo shoots with the AMI belts, and we're not even talking about like these big regional shows. Like if you go and get a belt on like Future of Fighting, you're pretty good. You know, like they'll pull people from all across the country. But if you go get a belt on Nightmare Promotions, that's just Eastern Kentucky fighting bums from Ohio. It doesn't mean anything.
No, that's accurate. I mean, there's certain promotions certainly hold more weight, and I think certain ones legitimize the practice a little bit more by who they put up for title shots. I feel like nowadays it's just kind of like a free for all, like who pulls in the most views locally. I've seen like at a lot of our local promotion where they put up specifically. I think of someone specific comes to mind, but I'm not gonna say the name because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But and I'm gonna say the promotion's name. It's Cage Wars MMA. They typically like they put up these fighters who I feel like and they have these iffy records, but they pull in a lot of views and they'll put them up for like a title fight, and it's like you really couldn't find like someone with a win streak for this. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being judgmental, but I think it ruins the show.
You're forgetting though. The point of the show is to feed these local. Like I feel like a lot of these local guys, these local promotions, they're less concerned about trying to make a good. They're built around making 3 specific local fighters that they know good. They want to make these. Like at least that's what I run into in the Midwest a lot. Like I mean, you're running into these promotions that have built themselves around 2 people that they want to go pro, and the entire show is built around them. They're going to feed them easy matchups, and then suddenly you're a guy that's 5-1, or I mean, you beat the same guy that's 0-4 back to back, and suddenly you get a title. Like, what is that? What did you
Five and
prove?
what? He's 5 and what?
What?
He's 5 and
No,
what?
5-1 to some other. I said 5-1 to some, I just used up a random like, but you end up in a situation where you have you're just trying to make money for the right people, and like if you want, you're not doing them a service because if you're not testing these people as an amateur, you could hand spoon feed them in your promotion in the middle of bumfuck Tennessee or Kentucky or Ohio or Indiana or whatever. What are you gonna do to that fighter when they go pro and they get on shows where you can't spoon feed them anymore? And then you're going to see the difference between somebody that is 2-5 against people who are actually skilled versus somebody who's 5-1 or 6-3 or whatever,
I
undefeated
feel like you have
against.
specific names in mind.
Do you guys?
I actually don't. I can look them up.
I do.
What?
But do you guys remember the one guy who fought Sean O'Malley? He came up from or he came up from like a small regional thing. He was like his pro or his either his pro
But Chris
debut.
Machino,
Yes,
the guy
yes.
that just came back and got knocked out like last weekend.
Dalton, can you pull up the fight of this kid versus Sean O'Malley on YouTube? It's Sean O'Malley versus Chris with a Kris.
Yeah, give me a
That
sec.
fight, that's what I think of.
I mean, but Chris Mutino isn't actually even that bad. He's just not
No,
fighting
he's
the
not.
caliber of
Here
UFC
was it
fighters
again?
that have been throwing him at. Chris Mutino.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad fighter. Like and he was resilient as all hell. I'm not trying to disrespect the kid, but like and he took on Sean O'Malley last minute.
We just did the same thing. He fought Malcolm Wellmaker on a 10-day notice. The UFC had completely discarded him, and they're like, okay, come back and do us another solid, and then fuck off after you lose. I don't know if he might have gotten cut after that, honestly.
He might have. That was a really bad knockout. I'm sorry,
So
Dalton.
Is it Chris Motino?
Yeah.
It's spelled Motinao.
Mout, I believe.
I mean, honestly, you could probably just put in O'Malley versus Chris, and they're gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you'll
that's
see a
probably
green-haired guy getting beat up."
Yeah,
But the-
O'Malley landed the highest significant strike differential in bantamweight history in that fight. It was insane. That's
This
what
is
I'm
why
gonna do June
this is
28th,
why
by
I
the way.
tell people there are levels to this shit.
But is that the fault of Chris Muccino, or is that the fault of the UFC? It's the same thing as the regional promotions. The UFC does it.
I don't
Bellator,
think I
before when
don't
it existed, did it.
in that situation. I don't think it's anyone's fault because no one wanted to fight or Sean O'Malley, and Chris was the only person who was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll what do I have to lose? And
Does
so
it
that's why I said like I don't
Yes.
like discredit the kid.
Moving forward like a green-haired zombie. Muccino's getting right in his face. Oh my goodness.
And that for 9 minutes straight.
By the end of it, he looked like an eggplant.
He just swatted down with that punch. He did the little helicopter punch.
He cannot touch this guy. Like Sean's just laying one after another. Like he's taking his time with him.
But sadly, it's the same thing. At some point, when should we just cancel the fight? Like, if you can't find anybody of a decent caliber to fight your guy, then we shouldn't feed him a bum on a 7-hour notice. And I get that it's even the UFC on a large scale, but they're still going to sell the same amount of tickets.
Props to this kid though, because he just pieces him, just takes him apart. He's not even trying.
It just shows the power of having your hands in the right place.
Well, who was the last fight that he had?
Muccino or O'Malley?
Muccino.
Malcolm Willmaker. And another short notice fight. He got KO'd stiff in the first round.
Yeah, that was
Dalton,
literally like 2 weeks ago.
Dalton,
Yeah.
see if you can find that one.
And oh my god, I made so much money on that first round KO.
Did you bet against him?
Oh yeah,
So
I
which
have a
one you gonna
gambling
find?
addiction.
What's the name he's looking for? Willmaker?
Yeah, Malcolm Willmaker.
I bet on Roundtree, but I bet for a finish.
I keep on doing
uh,
this thing where I'll bet giant parlays and I'll get like 9 out of 10 of them right.
It's Malcolm
So
Bowmaker
15Ks.
versus who?
Yeah, it's the top video.
Yeah, it's
Great.
If this,
We're gonna
What?
invoice them for the sponsor spot.
fire.
Pretty much. She fought on B2 Fighting Series a lot. Who I fought for. I guess I fought for the same quote unquote promoters. They just changed the branding. You know, like Izzy Soto and then Ricardo and then Keaston had fought on B2 as well. So he
that's the
came
one
up in the
Jalen
same
fought on
weekend.
too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Huh.
The B2 has a bunch of guys coming to the UFC from there as well. I'm not saying any of them do extremely well, but it gives you hope being in a small town that as long as you take the right fights, you can get where you want to be.
Okay, so like looking at taking the right fights, when you go out and submit Muhammad Cisse in the first round, what are you doing? What's your next step? Who are you calling out? Because
Corbin Lyons, you already know. I hate that.
Corbin Lyons.
I'm gonna smack him in his fucking mouth, but and he's gonna be backstage while I'm warming up, and I'm gonna be very surprised if I don't have to smack him before I walk out. Cause fuck that guy, and you already know what team he's from too. So
You know, I don't actually even know their team name. I just know all you have to say is you know what team they're from, and I know who he trains with.
I mean, I don't even dislike most of them, honestly. A lot of them are probably cool people. He just kind of seems like a dick, though. He's another one of those guys. He fought a bunch of tomato cans. He fought a flyweight for a bantamweight title fight, lost a decision, And I was like, we all know I won that shit. The crowd was cheering for me. Yeah, motherfucker, you're the hometown guy. I'd be surprised if they weren't cheering for you. But him and I have been flapping at each other for the past year and a half on Facebook. And I don't really care that much. I'm just playing, but I know he's going to have something to say when he sees me. So whatever happens, happens.
Speaking of problems,
Yeah.
how's the hometown crowd at these events?
Actually, Jackson, Tennessee is beginning to love me. I don't know if it's because I'm funny, good looking, exciting in the cage, all that stuff. But
Or because you subbed the champ in the first round.
I mean, the first time that I fought for them, it was kind of silent. But when I fought, oh my God, what's his name? Tony Legalea. When I fought him and Jackson at a black tie and boxing event, the crowd was cheering for me as I was walking out. I'm like, wow, I've never had this happen before. I'm used to getting booed.
I want to ask about the one story, but I'm not sure how to approach it, so I'm just going to come flat out. Tell me about the gun experience.
Which one?
All of them.
Okay. Actually, if we're talking about hometown, that happened in Jackson, Tennessee, too. Is after Keyston subbed one of the guys in the first round, one of their teammates pulled a gun on us as they were exiting the cage, too. So it happens quite a bit. It's weird that a bunch of MMA fighters are going to pull a gun at you at a show, but
on a scale of like every time to like every so often, how often does this occur again?
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've only had a gun pulled on me twice at a show.
Okay.
And out of the amount of shows I've been to, that's not a bad ratio. I feel like less than 10% I'm doing pretty good. But
I just because this never happens in the Northeast, you don't hear about this. So like I hear about these things and I worry about your well-being.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Shoot me while there's 5 fucking cameras pointing at him? Like
Yes,
you can.
it sounds
No,
like
he's
it.
not. Well, like, he didn't even play. He just showed it in his waistband. I'm like, dude, they literally have a camera pointing at you down right now as they film the walkout for the next fight. Like I'm sure it wasn't pointing at him that moment. But like, bro, you're not gonna shoot me in the middle of an MMA show.
Were they unholstered in the pants?
I don't even remember. It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Jeremy told me one of them had like a cowboy boot pistol or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
you
that
see
was
in
the
like a
Louisville,
cartoon. He
Kentucky
pulls
show.
it out of his boot.
It wasn't even a boot. It was just like a sneaker or something. I'm like, how did that not fall out as you were? It wasn't even holstered in it. It was just like stuck at a 45-degree angle. I'm like, dude, you're gonna take the wrong step. You're gonna go over a curb you didn't see was there. Boom, there goes your Achilles. It's gone.
Who does that?
I'm sure people that are dumb enough to have a shoe gun are dumb enough not to keep the safety on. So that problem takes care of itself.
I like to think I'm very like pro Second Amendment, but the stories I hear from Kentucky make me reconsider.
I mean, that was also downtown Louisville, so that's my fault.
That's funny you said that.
I don't think
the only
pistol was your fault. Like, the guy's keeping it in his sock or something. Like, how is he keeping that in there? One pebble and the whole foot goes.
I think his ego is just standing across his calf and creating like a gravity onto it. I don't know. That dude was weird. He started flexing his watch on me while he was trying to shoot me. He pulled out his phone on Instagram Live, and I want to figure out what the Instagram handle was, because there has to be a way to watch it. He's like, this watch costs more than your whole family. I got more money than your family in my back pocket. I'm like, motherfucker, you're wearing sweatpants. You don't even have a back pocket. What are we talking about? I wonder what his name was.
I think John's just sitting here flabbergasted at the Midwest hospitality.
I knew one of them had a gun, so that's kind of on me. But you can't get up in my face, call me a bitch, and then surround me and expect me to just shut up. Like, that's not. It's not how it works, man.
I don't know. I feel like most people, that's the time where they try to shut up and get out of there.
Well, they came up to me because Wallace McCoy was fighting. He's not even my teammate. Like, I'm cool with the dude. I've trained with him a few times. But he missed weight before the title fight by a couple of pounds. It's whatever. It happens. It's not a big deal. No need to, like, fucking jump somebody over it. And then Wallace went in and beat the dude up for 5 rounds straight. And they were jeering at me after the fight. Tell your boy to make weight next time. I'm like, I don't even know the dude that well. But if you want to fight about it, I know him better than I know the dude that got his ass kicked. So I'm going to choose that side.
So the question becomes, you go in front of the hometown crowd, right, Jackson, Tennessee, because they're starting to like you, right? They're starting to like you. Obviously, they're rooting for a lot of the guys you've been fighting. But you go in, you take out Muhammad. You said Corbin Leon's been talking that smack on Facebook. If you go and finish him, you think you get a title shot based off that? What do you think you need to do to go get gold for this promotion?
Well, I don't really care. I mean, I feel like I take hard enough fights that if they need somebody for a title fight, they know I'll always say yes. They don't have a bantamweight champion right now. Corbin Lyons was the champion. He lost it, and now he's been hiding ever since. He hasn't fought in a year and a half since he lost it. Honestly, truthfully, I think Muhammad Cisse is a way harder fight than Corbin Lyons. I believe that if Muhammad Cisse is to beat me, he deserves to be the one fighting for the title, of course. And I think if he fought Corbin Lyons, he would win. At the same time, if I beat Muhammad Cisse, I sure as hell can beat Lyons because the dude's not that good. He has slow striking. He's just a jiu-jitsu guy. He has decent jiu-jitsu, but he has no wrestling. He's slow as hell on the feet. So I feel like People's Champ, Muhammad Cisse versus LispyBoy, these are the two highest skilled bantamweights in the division right now. Everybody else just has one field that they're good at.
So is the title fight next for you, you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't care. It depends on how I win, too. If I go out there and have a 3-round burning decision, which is a possibility, it's a wrestler versus a jiu-jitsu guy, we might play touch butt for 3 rounds. I don't know. Then I'm not going to call any. I don't even care if I get a title shot. I just want to beat up Corbin Lyons. If they want to throw a title on the line, that's cool. But if not, it doesn't matter to me. I already beat up one of the champions. I can beat up the second one without a belt. It doesn't matter.
Fair enough. So, Cisse, tell us, is he coming up in Jackson? Is he part of that like team, or I don't know much about your opponent actually, other than that he's a wrestler.
He's from Mike Merriman's gym. He's from Wild Side MMA, and you've heard about them a few times in the area.
Yep.
Actually seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't even have anything bad to say about him. Like, I'm gonna go try to submit him in the first round, obviously, but there's no animosity with it. He seems like a cool dude. He's talented. He's a good wrestler. He's very good on the ground. If you watch his first couple of fights, he looks better than his last couple because he couldn't get him down as easily. But
is he?
The first fight I was watching, I almost said no.
Is he good with takedowns? Does he have a strong grappling offense?
I feel like a part of him just kind of like strengthens people to the cage. He has a lot of muscle, and he's not scared to flaunt that and use it. I've seen him hit some sneaky shit though. In his last fight, I think somebody threw a knee at him. He scooped underneath the knee and like high clutched him backwards and stamped. I mean, it was pretty technical. He's not really the type that's gonna shoot a double leg on me in the middle of the cage though. So if I can control the cage, use my jab, stay on the outside, and make sure I'm circling instead of moving back, I should be able to nullify the wrestling.
There's a question for you, because this seems to be something that sets apart. We're talking about different levels when it comes to the sport. How important is it to have a game plan going into these fights versus at the amateur level? Is it more of a just being ready for anything, or how much actual planning, like looking at footage, actually preparing a camp for specific opponents matters now towards the end of your amateur career versus like the beginning?
I don't think it matters at all as an amateur. I think we all suck a little bit, you know. Yonah's always said we don't focus on what our opponent does, we focus on what we do. If we're really good at jiu-jitsu, I'm going to find a way to get you down. I'm going to find a way to strangle you. We're not talking about pro-level UFC championship fights. I mean, I did my fair share of wall work and, you know, some situational drills based off of my opponent. And I'm probably one of the only people in our gym that really cares about film study that much. But, man, we all suck. So if I'm a wrestler, I'm going to get you down. If I'm a kickboxing guy, I'm going to have to find a way to keep it on the feet. And we all have so many weaknesses and make so many mistakes that it's pointless to try to chase them. At the highest level, if you make a mistake still, you're going to keep making that mistake until you retire. But we're constantly evolving as amateurs. So by the time that you watch film from 6 months ago, maybe they've plugged that hole already. So what's the point of chasing that situation when you could just do what you do?
Do you find yourself watching any of your opponent's matches?
Oh, I mean, I'm obsessed. I go to sleep scared every night that I'm fighting. So Muhammad Cisse, I've probably given him 192 views on his last black tie and boxing fight. I'm pretty sure I've single-handedly pushed the algorithm to half of Kentucky. I watch a lot of film, but it won't matter that much. When you watch film of somebody, they don't even feel like a real person until you're actually in the cage with them.
Huh. Most I do is look at my opponent's Instagram, and then I was like, yeah, this guy looks like a fool. All right, see you later.
I just want to know if they're better looking than me, so I know how much to share the fight poster. That's it.
That's good. I should remember that.
What if they can cook better than you?
They can't. That's just fact. Listen, Jamie Lloyd thought he could cook better than me, and we still haven't had that cook-off. So I'm waiting the rematch of 2026, Jamie Lloyd versus LispyBoy. But we're going to do it outside on the grill, and whoever makes the best food wins.
Why the grill? Well, why limit it to the grill? I need to know. Well, why not the oven, the stovetop?
I would win. Come on, I'm class. Like I'm.
Yeah, but
grill's
easy.
Yeah, but
hey, don't you disrespect
grill is easy.
Listen, there's some things Jamie Lloyd posts that he made, and I'm like, dude, can I come over? Like, I'll drive 2 hours to Nashville. That shit looks gas. So, I mean, I wanna go after him where he's best. It's like when I fight Muhammad Cisse, I'm gonna go wrestle his ass. It's the same thing. Is we gotta attack the cooking style that best suits you, and see who the best cook in the amateur flyweight division and bantamweight division is. And I think it's LispyBoy.
All right. Well, I do have one question for you, because Jeremy's coming out here to New York, and you can mark your little time thing now, because it's 34 minutes and 30 seconds. You coming out to New York and Connecticut with us for Rolling Stoners in July?
Are you asking Jeremy or me?
Jeremy's already planning on getting his ass
I'm not
out
coming
here.
out to New York. Fuck you guys. I'm good. I don't want to go to New York just to go. We'll get
you. We're gonna get you on a card, and we're gonna get you going against the cop.
I can do that at my local BJJ gym. It's the classic high purple belt comes in late, skips warm up, and then grapples with the cop.
This is bullshit. Get your ass out here.
They can pay me to. Or they can have events closer. I mean, I know that we don't exactly have legalized weed in Kentucky.
Are you 21?
Yeah.
You can have a beer. I'll give you a beer.
They can have a Rolling Stoners event in Illinois, and I'll come to it.
Is it legal in Illinois?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's like 3 dispensaries 10 minutes away from us. It's insane.
Are there any venues near there that are decent?
No, not in Metropolis, no.
Where else is it legal out there that there's venues that are decent?
They could just do it under the Superman statue, because it's the only thing that town has going for it. Just put a mat right underneath it.
I'm sure they could just put some bullshit outside cage during the Superman festival.
They honestly probably could. They've done wrestling matches there, actually. They've done WWE-style wrestling matches at the Superman Fest.
I'm going to pitch to Yonah we're gonna have the Rival FC event during the Superman Festival. I bet that would be insane.
Rival FC Superman competition.
Rival FC Super Fights. It's all just title fights.
Yeah, that's really pushed the narrative that title fights mean nothing in the amateur division.
Hey, fuck it. Hey, I'm here to sell tickets, baby. We ain't seen none of them Illinois people again. I'm trying to make that money.
Well, we're gonna get you in there for a 115 title, Jeremy.
Look, bruh, I need to quit being a pussy, go get the surgery, and go beat Matt Cecilio up. But I'll tell you this. If you hop on that Indiana card, I've had this kid hit me up on Facebook. I'm not that injured. I'll drive up there with you and knock Dayton Stanton out like a month and a half from now. Just give me the word.
I can hop on it. Indiana loves me. I can't go a single fucking day without an Indiana promoter begging me to come fight for one of their titles. You just let me know when you're ready to go up there. We can go beat that kid up, and I can find somebody to beat up.
I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe one-handed, injured, no surgery, off the couch, I sleep Dayton Stanton around.
Michael, I have a question for you. I have a comment.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know: can you beat up Pierce Owen?
Easy. That dude sucks. I mean, you know what? I don't even know if he's a real blue belt. For one, I don't know where that came from. That's like being a 2-stripe blue belt and running a Jmurrayathletics podcast. This is like you're not good at jiu-jitsu, brother. What are we doing?
The first time ever we had the host leave the pod. He was actually getting off to fly to Paducah.
That was savage.
Oh wait, you won't even
fly to Paducah, and I can beat up Pierce Owen.
I will have you know my creepy black van is officially ready and road ready. I will drive my ass out there and kidnap you.
It wouldn't be the first time I've been ushered into the back of a van.
You will come to New York whether you like it or not.
So why don't we? You have to come here and wrestle Pierce Owen. And if you beat Pierce, because if you beat Pierce, we will get Michael to come to New York. But only if you submit Pierce. If you come down to Paducah and you submit Pierce on Rival FC, come check out the show. You can do your work. You can cover Rival FC and then go hop in for a fucking 10-minute grappling match.
I gotta get my ass kicked by this cop first.
That's fine. Go get your ass kicked by the cop for charity, and then go fight a stoner in Kentucky.
Rolling Stoner's super fight match. When is that?
It's July 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Go ahead and drop a little promo. What's happening July 12th?
July 12th, Rolling Stoners, Cops versus Stoners. It's gonna be a fundraiser event. I don't know the price. Go look at rollingstoners.net, bjj.net. Something to that effect. We got an article with a direct link to it on Jmurrayathletics.com. You can go check them out. We're gonna be streaming them. You can go check out their live stream on their YouTube channel. All that link's gonna be provided. But yeah, I'm doing a super. I haven't competed in like a couple years now. I started doing all this, like you said. I got my blue belt, and I said, "Fuck that, I'm out." I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I've always been inconsistent. I've been doing this for like 6 years now.
Well, blue belt's the most difficult division I feel like you can compete at in jiu-jitsu.
It's brutal. I got lucky though. I'm in Masters. I'm an old man.
I mean, blue belt has a lot of sandbagging in the tournament, which I was touching up on before the pod, I guess. But I've seen people competing in the blue belt tournaments that are over there hitting Uchimatas, and there's like a fucking black belt in judo, or they've been wrestling for 10 years. It's like, oh, I'll just jump in the blue belt, I'll jump in the intermediate. Well, you have some of these big jiu-jitsu gyms around here, as in within like a 2 to 3 hour radius. They won't promote you to a purple belt until you've gone and won blue belt worlds, and until you've placed as a blue belt in like a national tournament. I'm like, what the fuck's the point of being a blue belt? It's difficult to compete at that level. So
around here, some of the coaches have like a performance standard for promotion. Some of them have like a consistency standard. Some of them are more time based, but it's fairly heavily, like, I would say, community based policed. Like, you don't really you see occasionally sandbagging at tournaments, but typically it's not anything that you see from the major gyms in the area, which is fortunate.
I know that maybe it's Naga and maybe it's Fuji. I don't remember which. One of them has a rule set in place. If you win X amount of matches at blue belt, you have to move up. If you win X amount of matches at intermediate, you have to move up.
I think it's Grappling Industries, because I've volunteered with them a couple times, and we've had that issue where you could tell someone was like not in the right bracket, and I've said something and they've moved them.
Which I don't understand the honor in that. It's like I can go order a $2 medal off of Amazon, no problem. It's like when you're in a 2-man bracket, you place second and then you post your silver medals online like you're the shit. It's like you didn't have a choice, bro. Of course you placed. I did it. When I was 16, I lost to some fat dude that was 35 pounds heavier than me. And I went online. I got 2 golds and a silver, guys. I'm the shit. LispyBoy. They were all 2-man brackets, by the way.
I try to.
I actually remember that tournament.
Yeah, that dude's mom got mad at me for stalling, quote unquote, and she was yelling at me off the bat. So I was like, "Fuck you, bitch! Your son sucks at jiu-jitsu."
Brutal. I'm drifting. Sorry.
Every time this talk was silence, I assume I said something out of pocket, so I have to reflect.
No. We don't have pockets in this podcast. We're all broke.
That's why we're looking for sponsors.
That's what we're both wearing, just hamburgers hats, because we love their burgers so much.
I'm tilting it up until they sponsor. You're not going to see the top of my hat until I see $500 deposited to the Jmurrayathletics website.
Okay.
Okay. Some of the Just Hamburger staff goes online and buys some supplements and some merch.
Absolutely, and I'll accept burgers as payment as well. I mean, like, shit, I'm hungry right now, so like,
you got a tournament to get ready for. You better be eating unseasoned chicken and greens.
What's your weight, Michael?
It's shut up. I don't want to talk about
it. Unseasoned.
I'm only 10 pounds. Oh, you're not supposed to.
I just want to say that he's probably sitting 15 feet from a freezer right now that may or may not have ice cream in it.
Who, me?
That's all I'm saying. Not you. The one with the guilty look on his face.
I also have peanut butter Oreos on top of the fridge.
Funny because I eat like a pint of ice cream almost every night.
I fucking love ice cream. It's like the best snack ever. So you can be so diverse.
Don't make me rip this gi off and show off this 115-pound physique.
You should do that while I go pee. That's what you should do.
Michael will be right back.
Did he turn his camera off, or did we just boot him from the chat?
I just removed him so he could get to the restroom.
He said bye.
I was gonna make a Skeletor joke.
You know that was actually originally my nickname. Swear to God, did you know that?
That should be your walkout name.
No, seriously, you could ask Keaston this because he wrestled with me. I should have made it my fight name. He actually asked me why I didn't do that because it would have made more sense. But I was so like about wanting to be create a whole different persona and blah 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 with the Wolverine. But in my heart of hearts, I've considered just switching it back to Skeletor. But I've already got the JMA shorts, so I can't change it now.
Get a new pair of shorts.
What about Michael?
Did Michael ever plug in the waffle maker?
I don't think he actually made waffles this time because all we had was Eggos. And, well, no, he had waffles. He just didn't feel like it. I'm upset now. I also live directly behind a donut shop, and that might happen. No, it's 5 o'clock. What the fuck am I talking about? They're sold out. Don't look at me with that coonskin hat and the mic on the fancy rod thing. Yeah.
Is it back?
So when are you gonna come compete on Rolling Stone and Rival FC again, Tom? When's that gonna happen? So because we booted away from that. All I'm saying is, if you come and
Oh, hold on,
beat
hold on. So
Pierce.
you want me to come out there and choke out what's his face?
Those muscles are gonna gas fast.
You think so, but I'm a marathon runner, my friend.
It'll be over fast. Pierce is gonna submit you so fast you won't have time to compare and contrast a marathon.
He's going to. Listen. My submission game is trash. I will admit, and admittedly, my competition record is not very good. However, I will say that in the time since I've competed, I've gotten a lot more technical, and I do have a much better understanding of fundamentals than I did previously. And I would suffice to say that he would need much longer than 5 minutes.
Hey, he sells private lessons, bro. Are you selling private lessons? Are you selling private lessons for jiu-jitsu right now?
I sell private lessons behind the dumpster. I couldn't say it with a straight face. I'm sorry. No, I don't.
Okay, all I'm saying is he can't say you will.
Wait. He gives private lessons as a blue belt.
Yeah, you could do that. Have you never been to Colorado or New York?
You can do that but ethically, should you? No.
You can do it as a white belt.
Hey, Jordan Hargrove has lost every fight since he fought me, and he's selling private kickboxing lessons. Dude's lost his last 3 in a row or some shit. He's selling lessons for like $35 an hour or some shit. I see it on Instagram every day. I'm like, brother, you lost the stand-up and the only fight you've won in the last 4 years. Like, what are you? But Pierce knows his shit. Hey, look, fuck you, Mr. 2-5. Okay.
Include the kickboxing record, bitch. I'm tired of this blasphemy on this.
Okay, yeah, let's settle it. Let's settle it. Let's settle it right now, okay?
What's good?
What's your kickboxing record? Say it for the camera. What is your kickboxing record?
Hold on, give me a second. Let me think about it, because I have to remember. Hold on.
Because we about to cut this promo live on camera. We about to get this shit straight for the boy, all right?
5-2-1.
5-2-1 is a kickbox.
Yeah, 5 wins, 2 ties, 1 loss.
And how did you win all those kickboxing fights?
KO, TKO.
Nate Hamblin says Jardin always gets shit on in here. I love it.
Yeah.
When do we always shit on Jardin? Who's
all right? He's not allowed to wear sunglasses anymore.
When you only have one fight and you talk about it 3 years later, you know. That's like only having one win by Armbar in the first round and not shutting the fuck up about it. I would never do that. I feel like that's pretty scummy to do.
And for the record, Nate Hamblin is the guy who slept Jordan on 2 Rival FC shows ago.
I believe we're scheduling
I believe we have him scheduled for the pod. If he's not already scheduled, he definitely should be. I'll double check on that right after. Because that's my responsibility. Huh?
I was saying Nate Hamlin better be in class tonight. If he has time to tune into the pod, he has time to come in and get those hands.
July 30th.
What's July 30th?
July 30th is Nate Hamlin.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, there's my brain span. Damn, wait, ain't that like a week from now? No, it's June. Okay, never mind. Okay. Well, you can. Yeah. Well.
By the way, Jeremy. I need you to brush up on your French. Your où sont les putes. Your bonjour. Your merci beaucoup. Tu parles français.
He smells like a Frenchman, if that helps.
I just want to know.
We're gonna have Etienne. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's gonna be joining us on July 23rd.
Okay. Well, since Michael wants to be smart, hit him with some questions here in a second, John. Hit him with that there quiz. You got a quiz ready for him?
I did not. I did not have a quiz ready for him. Also, I thought we were talking about me coming out there real quick, and then you deviated.
I do deviate.
Yes.
I'm more deviated than DeviantArt.
I am willing to compete with your boy. I am not competitive like that. I do still train. I don't know that I'm going to kick anyone's ass these days. However, I'm always willing to have fun on the mat and give it a whirl either way.
You will have 2 Just Hamburgers burgers waiting for you. I will treat you and Kristen to the nicest food that you will find in Paducah, Kentucky, which I know is the bare minimum, but just hear me
Listen,
out.
all I'm saying is if he goes for a leg lock, he's getting kicked in the ass.
I love how I'm the one guy wearing a gi, and I have the least knowledge of jiu-jitsu in this entire pod.
Michael understands. Michael understands.
So when you get put in an outside heel hook, one of the most common defenses is to put your foot in the ass crack, push, and turn violently. So he's saying that he's going to peg a boy live in front of an audience of 1,000 people. Here's the thing, you can't put the foot up of an ass of a man whose nickname is Pansy Boy and expect it not to be something that he enjoys. We're going to only train outside heel hooks for the next 5 months.
Heel hooks, you say? Heel hooks.
I'm joking. Leg locks don't work in the street.
How about rubber
What's your record in the street? Okay, so you're 5-2 as a kickboxer. You're 2-5. Is it why the fuck are your records? But what's that called when it's opposites? 5-2 and 2.
Oh, we're going by
street
record. I'm 4-0.
4-0 in the street. I ran off a bus once. Does that count?
Well, hold on. Okay, so it's like the concept of if you have a 3-way, do you add both women to the body count? It's the same thing here. So if you get into a fight with multiple people, do you add each of those people as a win in the column, or is it the one situation count as a win?
No, because you only had one street fight still. You just had multiple opponents.
That's fucked up.
But still one fight. It's still one fight.
It counts as a title fight. It counts as a title fight.
The rules are different in the street. There's no rules.
It counts as a street title. It's a title fight if it's more than 3. Okay? It's a title contention fight if you get jumped by 2 people. And if it's 1-on-1, you're just making a name for yourself.
I'll tell you my street title. They call me Southside Jesus over here in Paducah, Kentucky. All right? They have it laminated on the Southside Bridge. There's a giant picture of me with a halo on because they know what's up. And my eyes are red because when I get into a fight in the street, I see red and bodies start dropping. Yeah, I can feel the fear radiating from you guys. I know. I'm a tough guy.
Fear? I'm not scared. I'm horny.
Can we explore that on the pod? I mean,
wait, whoa! We can't both give you Luke at the same time. That's incest.
Boom, boom,
What
boom,
the
boom,
fuck?
We gotta take turns. I'm sorry.
At this point, too.
You won't be the first person to plug your OnlyFans in our podcast. That's the funny part.
Have I not discussed the new division of Jmurrayathletics?
No, we just oh.
My editor in chief is currently holding a fluorescent light behind me.
And they already threatened to bring the baby oil out. No, okay.
I got a cup, so whatever we need to do with that.
I'm trying to find good questions that we've already used for Michael because I didn't create any.
Okay, here's a question for you. Jackson, Tennessee knows you as a grappler. Your record as a kickboxer is definitely the more positive. But here's my question. Which do you enjoy more? Like, if you could just do one for the rest of your life and you're going to be successful regardless. Kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, MMA.
It's not the same question. What I enjoy more and what I'm best at aren't the same. I love a good kickboxing fight, but I know that relatively I have average striking if we're looking compared across all of MMA. But and I know I'm a spectacular grappler, but there's something boring about sniffing a man's ball sack for 3 rounds. I don't know. I don't enjoy doing that. And if I did enjoy doing that, I would have a website called onlyfans.com/LispyBoy where you can get 15% off your first 6 months right now if you use promo code Jeremy Sucks at MMA. I enjoy grappling, but kickboxing I have more passion for. If I had to choose, if we're talking if I got to be successful in both, I'm pretty sure I take less brain damage doing jiu-jitsu. And my speech impediment's already bad enough, so I don't need it to get furthered with the CTE.
I'm loading this quiz up.
Good.
I'm loading my Google up right now, just in case, start asking me some shit about New York.
No cheating.
You should have told me that in my last relationship. Oh my god.
If you cheat, Jeremy's gonna hit you with the taser since he's in the other room.
I'll keep my hands up behind my back the whole time.
You're gonna watch him get tased on camera, and we're gonna get on. What's it called when we don't get no ad revenue no more? Besides what it is right now,
demonetization.
Yeah, when YouTube does it to us. That's right.
Yeah, we're real worried about that.
It's called getting vilified.
Street beef's going on here.
How far is the studio from Depew?
Pepe de Depew?
Like, is Depew a place or a firearm? I'm so confused. I'm gonna be up in Depew the entire week before my interview. Which
I'm
Depew?
sure that's
Where
a
is
place
that?
in I'll look it up. I'm sure that's in Illinois.
I'm in New York. Jeremy's in bumfuck Kentucky somewhere in the hills.
Yeah, you don't have to have a studio, brother. Well, you literally would. I'll hit you up after the pod and let you know on that. But we aren't that fancy. You think we can afford a studio? You think I'm Joe Rogan? Look, I'm wearing a different man's merch. Look, okay. Well, what do you mean? I was ready to rip it out. Whose merch is that? What? Man, that's the Melanin Shinobi. The Melanin Shinobi Keaston McLean, man. This dude right here.
What that is, but that looks so cool. Man, I feel like I would spend $35 on that. It's just such a good looking shirt.
You're right. And a town in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, he is going to New York. I forgot.
Oh, so he's just cooler than us. He can. We talk about when we're gonna go up there. He's already got a trip planned.
Oh, he's in Buffalo. Oh.
Well, he's going to town he's going to be in.
He's there the week before. I mean, if he's there for the additional week, yeah, man, stop by. Message me. I'll tell you where I'm at if you want to come out this way. I can't train right now because of my elbow, but my coach would definitely be willing to have you.
Panty Boy starts talking. Now John got a hurt elbow. I'm kidding.
I got a super fight coming up that I'm still taking. I haven't canceled.
He has a hurt elbow from the direction that Jmurrayathletics is going into. Okay.
Yo, my freaking elbow swelled up like. I can't make that joke.
Did he just come into our podcast and roast our brand?
Yeah, pretty much. Who?
Mike, you didn't hear that? He said your elbow is hurt from the direction that Jmurrayathletics is going to.
Yeah, he's trying to make me feel like I don't know, some type of way here, but I genuinely I'm taking this after no training, and I'll take the pansy too that way.
That was a reference to us making this into a pun podcast. That's what we were talking about earlier.
We'll probably get more views that way.
I was down. I don't have any objections to that.
Listen, we're good. We can keep going. I'm probably gonna take a smoke break at some point, but yeah, we can keep going. I'm down to take Pansy. I'll take Pansy anytime he wants to go, but I just don't want to drive the hell out to Paducah. I have a terrible phobia of flying, by the way. That's one hell of a thing.
I can get over my fears and get on a plane. You can't.
I will break.
Push it.
Oh no, absolutely, 150%.
I broke down in the airport. I tried to get my dad to bring me back. You remember the story? I literally, bro, they were talking about. I'm already sketched out, feeling like the plane gonna crash or some shit because I was on one that morning. Tell me why they get on the microphone talking about there ain't enough people on this airplane. The weight ain't distributed properly, so we need to rearrange y'all seats. I'm sitting on here. I'm like, y'all gotta take me I'm fucking staying. Nah, bro, I ain't doing that shit.
You're gonna have one.
And what the fuck is my 115-pound ass gonna do to help redistribute an airplane's weight? I want to know. You got all the answers, LispyBoy.
Just start jumping up and down violently.
Don't do that in an elevator. I did that once. You want to make friends with strangers? Jump up and down in an elevator.
Jimmy
Okay.
would probably leave the elevator for too many people in it anyway.
Okay, let's not start having a roast battle live on YouTube because look, man. Okay,
I can't roast.
I get.
Shit. I was gonna write a
He
script,
can't even.
but like I didn't have time.
He can't even say the word. He can't even say the word roast.
Who? LispyBoy?
Yeah. What name did you just say? LispyBoy. You think that was made up?
Isn't that a gay thing?
Say Red Rovers ran over a red train.
That sentence doesn't even make logistical sense.
I didn't even hear what the fuck you said. That's why he talks with his hands, because otherwise nobody can fucking understand it.
Can you say toy boat 10 times?
Toy boat?
Yeah.
No, okay. I have a logicism. A lisp means that you can't say like SHs, or like a stutter is like you have a problem with T. But logicism, boy, just didn't sound good coming off the tongue. Much like the letter O doesn't sound good coming off of my tongue either. So I called it LispyBoy because who the fuck knows what a logicism is?
So I've been lied to is what I've been told.
I don't actually have a lisp. I'm
no,
catfishing.
It's not. Nobody. It's false advertising. It's not even false advertising. Nobody said he had a lisp.
Call the police.
In New York or in Paducah?
Both. We need to get
way they're not going to do anything.
God damn it.
Go talk to them when you're choking them out on July whatever the fuck. What is it again?
I'm going to seek legal advice. Make no mistake.
Yeah, seek legal advice while you're rapping. Be like, hey, by the way, what do I do about this LispyBoy kid?
Just whisper in his ear while I'm doing a rear naked. Hey, by the way, I need some legal advice.
You could come up to Bushido. We have a lawyer that trains with us that's a brown belt.
I feel like every gym has a lawyer who's a brown belt.
Well, I mean, he's the guy that does all of the waivers at the gym. So we have a new person walk, and it's like, hey, if you die, that fucking sucks. Don't make it our problem. And he has them sign that.
Okay.
That's probably good.
There's a story for you. Gym bullies and randoms in the gym. How do you deal with them? What do you think? Like, how many times since it?
That's how you deal with them.
That's how you deal with them. So a random guy comes in. So Bushido MMA. It's sitting at the top of the pack, right? That's like our local gym, right? So you get a lot of these like meatheads and stuff like that. It doesn't happen as much anymore, does it? Used to. Well, every what?
I mean,
I haven't been there.
I feel like I've kind of perpetuated a reputation of don't start that shit up there. So it used to happen when we first moved up after. So we used to train out of Mayfield, Kentucky, and the second that we got a good gym going, the tornado blew the gym apart, destroyed it, and we had to temporarily move to the pack, and we've just kind of been there ever since. When we first moved up there, we had a lot of meatheads coming up. I'm like, oh, you guys do that kickboxing shit? Like 300 pounds of muscle, then just want to look good. But I mean, I beat them up enough times. We don't really have that problem anymore. We still have a couple of dudes come in every once in a while, but I mean, my first instinct isn't just to beat the shit out of them. Like, I try to talk to them about it a little bit. I usually start off with a hard leg kick. Like, they'll try to leg kick me hard without a shin pad on, and I'll check it with my knee, and then they'll start limping away, and then I'll keep on going. I'll just throw a leg kick even harder back, and we'll see whose ball's the biggest.
How common was this?
Oh, it was a weekly thing for a while. I don't know what the fuck was up with it. But we would have people come up and just try to start fights all the time, for real.
Was it the same people, or was it like a rotation?
After the first time, we never saw them again. So it was there was a few of them. I mean, we have the location's decent though. I mean, for the most part, people that work out and have good cardio are a good addition to a fight team. And I'm sure no matter what town you're in,
everyone's happy to have an additional member.
The problem with Bushido, I don't even want to say the problem, but what's different about Bushido is we're not a very traditional gym. It's not a secret. I don't like those Gracie gyms where you walk in and you bow to a picture of a dead dude on the wall. That shit's weird to me. That's a cult, dude. But
I don't think I've ever been to I haven't been to any Gracie gyms, so I don't know. But
I think they have a picture of Elio Gracie on the wall that they bow to or something when they start class. You know how you line up by rank? Oh, if you don't know, but you're supposed to line up by rank and then bow in, bow out. You're supposed to bow to Elio Gracie or something. It's weird.
yeah, well, that's a
Yeah,
bit
I've
much.
never.
And I know they do that in Aikido, and I've seen it done in traditional jujitsu. But in traditional jujitsu, you're bowing to the teacher's bowing to you. It's a reciprocal thing. It's a respect thing. And in Aikido, it was to sensei, and yeah, no, that one was a little less. That was
I'm not
weird.
saying we don't do a line up and bow thing, but I mean, if I'm gonna bow to somebody, it's gonna be my coach who puts in hours a week towards making me better. It's not gonna be just some dead Gracie dude that did the shit for money and then his legacy got perpetuated through a generation.
That's one thing I wanted to touch on. I know we've been doing the pod for like right at an hour and 10 minutes now, but I've always said we've had a couple guys from Bushido on here at this point. We've had Dylan. Keyston started out in Bushido. I know he bounces around now and trains at Rough House. But we've had have we had who else have we had from Bushido on here? I mean, besides doing the whole Rival FC podcast, I
I was
feel
gonna say
like out
we
of
had the whole press conference.
the press conference, that's what I was thinking of. Out of everybody that I've spoken to from Bushido, you seem to be like the walking encyclopedia on the gym history. You seem to be the Yonah's biggest advocate, Bushido's biggest fan, and you're kind of becoming a poster boy for the gym in a lot of ways.
That Bushido MMA shirt. Yeah.
Yes, take this opportunity to really tell us about your coach, what he does, your gym. Like for starters, the jiu we're on jujitsu. What is your line, the jujitsu line, the lineage for Bushido MMA?
Okay. Boris BJJ. So Yonah got his black belt under Jorge Boris, who I believe is based out of Lexington, Tennessee. And then he's a lineage of Marcos Valente, who Yonah just went up there the other weekend and met. So we're from Boris BJJ. We do have a Gracie lineage, but
Is it
we're not.
Carson or Henzo or no, not Carson? Yeah, Carson. Is it Carson?
Honestly, I don't know. We Yonah is for some reason not super well received by a lot of the traditional jiu-jitsu guys. I mean, he got into an argument one time with one of the coaches about teaching leg locks to somebody before they're a purple belt. It's like I get the traditional jiu-jitsu. It's almost structured at some point to have a pay scheme. You don't learn this technique until you've been going here this long and gotten this rank and done this much stuff.
Well,
So
the idea of the leg lock thing is because in certain tournament levels you can't even do them anyway. So like
but
IBJJ, so a lot of gyms follow IBJJF rules and structuring. So if you're registered with IBJJF, like my coaches, we still teach leg locks to everyone, but like from my understanding, some gyms who do like belt specific classes or rank specific classes do that for the follow the IBJJF rule structure.
I don't believe that your class should be geared towards specifically BJJ competition. I feel like the beauty of A, an MMA gym, and B, a jiu-jitsu gym is you have people from all walks of life training under one roof. Not every single person that trains at Bushido is going to be an MMA fighter. Some of
Right.
them are never going to do a jiu-jitsu tournament. Some of them will never get into a fight in their entire lives. So why should I teach somebody half of a sport just because some of us might go compete and you can't do leg locks until you're a purple belt in the Naga tournament? Or you can't do twisting submissions. You can do straight foot locks as a blue belt, I believe. But I don't believe that we should be teaching people differently based on my goals as a coach. Your goals as a coach should be about the team's goals and all of the students and what they want to do. If you don't know leg locks and you don't know anything from the waist down, you're half a jiu-jitsu player. You're half a grappler. Half of a combat sport.
But there is some inherent danger though to teaching a white belt certain leg locks, because a lot of times you'll see AC tears. Not is it AC tears? ACL tears, leg tears in the legs from reckless accidents, from basic things like reaping, trying to turn outside or turn the wrong way on the leg, and there is some inherent, I think, structure in not teaching white belts that stuff specifically. I mean, at blue belt level, I think you should definitely have introduction to it, but I think that's also why there's a good idea of like separating the advanced classes from the basic classes. I don't know how you guys do it out there, but that I see a lot of gyms doing that here.
I think we don't separate it, and that's mostly because it's one guy running a gym. A lot of jiu-jitsu gyms have multiple coaches, multiple delegations to each skill group, and we don't have the privilege of that. We have one man that works his hardest and tries his best to teach everybody from all walks of skill. But also, every time I've heard a story about somebody getting an ACL turn, an MCL, or getting knee damage, it comes from a higher belt with a big ego. I think if you have a bunch of douchebags in your gym, kick them out. To me, it's no different than somebody putting you in a neck crank, or somebody putting you in an arm lock and you trying to hitchhike the wrong way, or they turn your thumb back over as you're trying to hitchhike. It's all the same concept. It's just who's an asshole and really wants that submission or not. Me being a white belt and me being a purple belt doesn't make me less of a dick. I know that jiu-jitsu teaches your ego to get watered down a bit, but I think it's important to teach people leg locks. What if I'm an MMA fighter? I mean, you can get knee bud if it's your first MMA fight. It doesn't matter if you're a purple belt or not, depending on the governing body. I think it's in New York, is if you have less than 3 AMI fights, you have a different rule set. Like you have to wear shin pads or something, or no ground and pound.
Yeah, I think there's something like that. I've noticed. I've certainly noticed a lot of the guys will start off with this shin, the like almost like the full fight protective gear. I think even the helmet. And then you'll see like they'll slowly decrease the ounceage.
It's like those kids MMA fights where you have some like 19-0 12-year-old and he's like, oh, the camera, he's screaming, he's flexing, and then they go up and punch each other in the body for 3-minute rounds. It's like you're not a real fighter at that point. I don't even know why we're watering it down. If you're not ready to get kicked in the face without shin pads on, you shouldn't be competing in MMA. I don't give a shit how many fights you have. That's on you, dude.
Oh, that's New York State being overly protective. I mean, everything we do is we gotta have a safety cushion. Unfortunately,
I think in Michigan, I think it's in Michigan or some state that borders us. You can throw elbows to the face as an amateur in your first fight. Some places around here don't give a shit. And we talk about the exposure that you guys get in your part of the country. But in Kentucky, it's the closest you're going to get to being a UFC fighter's rule set as an amateur. I can't elbow you to the face. I can knee you in the face. My first MMA fight, I kneed the dude in the chin like 12 times. I was barely 18 years old.
I remember being salty going into the only fight I ever fucking did. I know, but because they came up the night of and said that normally you're not allowed to throw linear kicks to the knee. But I remember them coming up, the commission saying the night of the fights that you were allowed to throw directly to the knee, to the leg. None of it was all completely illegal in Kentucky. I remember. Yeah, and Yonah thought it too. I think they changed the rules up again because a couple of us walked up to him after that and said, yo, what's up with that? Because I spent several months unlearning the Wing Chun-esque leg obstruction so that I didn't accidentally throw it and, get disqualified.
Speaking of which, Pierce Owen just walked in the room. John Murray, do you think you could submit Panty Boy in less than 5 minutes in a grappling match?
I'm gonna give him a full Nelson, brother.
All right. We're gonna set it up, and then Pierce Owen is gonna show you what Paducah Jiu-Jitsu looks like compared to a watered
Where?
down But okay, buddy. Okay.
Who?
That's why he's scared to drive up to Paducah. He doesn't want the smoke.
I'm not scared. It's a 13-hour drive.
So we have to drive 13 hours to New York. This
Yes.
doesn't make much sense to me.
We have
what if I could find you a train station?
Well, then someone's got to pick me up from the train station. That's a long ass train ride.
We'll have just pick you up so you guys can get nice and comfortable before you choke.
Listen, I'm already planning on coming to Future of Fighting in September.
I need to hop on that code, don't I?
I mean, you can if you want.
I try to fight pretty much every month. I get yelled at all the time for my activity level in the gym. So I try to fight literally every 2 months. I think I had 6 or 7 fights last year.
How important do you think that is as an amateur?
If you're fighting twice a year, you're a bitch. I mean, like, straight up. Why are we fighting twice a year, man? It's back to the point that we all suck. And I feel like the window to becoming a professional fighter is getting smaller and smaller. When you see all of these people joining a UFC at 19, 22, 20, 21, it's like, why are we fighting once or twice a year? We're not getting our experience level. When you're ready to turn pro, you're going to be 30. And then your career's already over.
What weight is Pierce at?
I think he's walking at 165 right now.
Oh, he's a fatty.
Just say it, Pierce.
I'm 162.
162. That's the same weight class.
Oh, he's got 5 wins.
I want to be at 45, brother.
Oh,
did you pull up his record?
Profile?
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen. Hold on.
Pull
it up.
And smooth comp profile.
Pull it up.
It's not got my whole jiu-jitsu record.
Oh, that's my excuse too.
Shut the
Yeah.
I said, oh, my Tapology doesn't have my kickboxing belts. Don't mind that I suck ass at the sport.
Same, bro, same.
All right, so he's a points
You
grappler.
know what's weird to me? He has Metamorphosis Combat Academy listed under his academies and not Bushido MMA.
Bro, there's a
Well, we know who's getting jumped after this podcast.
You can put both on your smooth comp. You don't have to have one
How do
affiliation.
I put both on my screen?
I'll show you later.
Oh, we'll show you. Let's
go through his smooth comp profile.
Yeah, let's go through it. What's up? And then we're going through John's after that.
Oh no, I'm already on it. I got you.
Start offing on me.
I know John's one of them fair media types.
I ain't no bitch. My record speaks for itself. Hold on.
Yeah, so does mine. That's why everyone knows I suck.
Not all my matches are recorded, like I said.
That's not what I was expecting to see. Okay.
I'm humble.
6 by walkover is crazy, by the way.
I don't even know what a walkover is. I just go in and have fun.
Walkover means that they didn't show up, so you automatically win. I got screwed out of gold one time in a tournament because, have you ever competed in Nagas and Fujis, or do you just do super fights mostly?
I actually, these are mostly all grappling industry, Naga. I don't think the Rolling Stoners aren't on here. Any of the other supers I've done are not on here.
So if you've done Nagas, you should understand, like, if you're in the blue belt division or whatever, it says, okay, your matches are going to start at 1 p.m., right? So I went in there and I think I tapped out 2 or 3 dudes pretty quick. It was in the blue belt division. I got an arm lock on one. I choked one of the other ones out. And then I was going for gold. And they said to come back in like 2 hours before the match started. It was some old Brazilian dude. And I looked at his Tapology, and every single one of his wins was by walkover. So I'm like, I was in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to go get some chicken and waffles. It's what you do in Memphis besides get shot and smell piss in the air. It's what you do. You go get chicken and waffles. And I come back, and it's still an hour before my match time. And they say, Michael Fairhurst, last call to the match. So I start rushing over there with syrup dripping out of my mouth. And I think it was a no-gi match. So I didn't even have my gi on yet. I literally raised my hand and like point over to the dude. And he says, he's not showing up while he looks at me, and they raise his hand and give him gold. I'm like, you're a pussy for that, dude. You spent $120 to not compete a single fucking time. Congratulations. Fuck jiu-jitsu tournaments.
So I'm fortunate where I am. So 3 hours away from me, going north is Montreal. 3 hours east is Boston. 3 hours south is New York City, and 3 hours.
So I started yawning because he started talking about New York again.
And 3 hours west is Syracuse. So like I got to travel and compete a lot. So like that honestly, that record is just because I competed a lot. It's not because I'm a great grappler. I ain't gonna let no one bullshit.
Well, Pierce doesn't have that many wins in grappling, but it's not because he sucks. It's because he doesn't compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments a lot.
He's too busy teaching. Yeah, we really don't. We don't actually. I mean, we have like a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments a year.
I got experience.
Unless you're traveling.
Wisdom on my side. I'm gonna come in there.
Of Solomon.
I'm gonna come in there with a fucking Gandalf beard and a fucking staff. Go, you shall not pass.
He's gonna pass that guard.
Probably. I got a trash guard.
He's like, yeah, he'll probably beat me up.
Go ahead.
How much do you walk around at, John?
What?
How much do you walk around at?
150.
So what are we gonna do it at? 150 on the dot?
155. I don't go up. I don't go up and I don't go down.
155. That's easy work. He's got this. We're gonna take the peanut butter Oreos out of his mouth for a couple of weeks, and he's gonna be on weight.
Don't worry. I'm gonna bring my peanut butter fingers.
He wants to say something so bad. He's mouthing things to me off screen right now.
Is he like?
Put him on.
Is he like foaming at the mouth? Keep him on the side. Is he foaming at the mouth?
He said, "Keep him on the side."
He actually has a picture of you up on his phone right now, and he's viciously dry humping it. So I don't think that we can turn the camera over to it. He wants you to know who's daddy.
Face on his pillow tonight.
There's not much movement. He doesn't look very good with his hips.
Oh,
I don't know how he's bad.
So he has no top control, and John has no guard. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Take it from experience, from him sleeping with me on the couch. He has good top game.
We'll find out about that. I'm like a bull.
Can we put Pierce on the pod for 3 minutes to talk trash?
Yeah, let's sit him down. Let's hear what he has to say.
Come on, Pierce. Take my spot. You got this. No, not that way, dumbass. There's cords that way. Switch with me. You get 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
No,
it's 12 minutes. It's 1 hour 23. It's 124. Go. 127.
Okay. All right. So here's how this match is gonna go, man.
Okay.
Exactly how it's gonna go.
All
Match is gonna start. I'm gonna emote on your little ass. I'm gonna hit you with that Gara pose from fucking Naruto, bro. And then
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
What was that?
Brother.
I didn't catch any of that.
Did you just mute him?
No, I never.
Did you just mute him?
I would never do that. That would be
for that
rude.
entire promo.
That would be mean.
See, if I just cut a mean ass promo and I was muted, John, I'm gonna make sure I finish this leg lock or this fight with leg lock.
What leg lock?
Hit you with the Texas Clover, brother.
Texas.
Does New York grappling know what that is, or is that a Kentucky thing?
Texas. We're going to Kentucky. Why are we going to Texas?
What's called a Texas Clover? Because I'm gonna break your shin like the little gun thing. You know, you shoot at the clover and it.
You all right? What are you talking about?
Michael's talking to me. I can't hear him. These earphones are so noise canceling. But no, listen. It's the leg lock where if I catch you in saddle, right, and I capture your far side foot, you swim under and you pull the shin up through the other shin. Yeah, Texas Clover.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I'll show it to you in our match. I might just show you an Aoki lock too.
Can you do me a favor? I like my women to have something nice on before I fuck them. So can you just put on a nice outfit for me?
Yeah, no, dude. You know why they call me the panty boy?
Yeah, because you bend over, right?
No, because I wear them red panties, and after the show, you get an extra show.
Ooh.
You know,
Don't get
after I
me
beat your
excited.
ass. After I beat your ass.
Don't threaten me with a good time, I told you.
Listen, after I beat your ass, I'm going to make your panties drop, and subsequently, whatever woman you're talking to at the time, his panties are going to drop.
Whoa. No, too far. As co-host, I'm stepping in.
Okay, I didn't
Not
mean to
allowed.
offend anybody. It's all in good fun, brother.
It's all right because my 23 wins speak for themselves over 5. So I mean,
My 23 of me says I'm 23% African. So, and you look at me, you can't tell me I'm African. Yeah. All right, Michael wants his headset back. Fine.
that's
Whenever I
great.
submit to you, don't
think
talk
that's a
shit.
great idea.
Okay.
Boy Owen, everybody.
Who? Who's that?
I don't know. Dude, some homeless guy just walked into my front door. He tried to cut a promo or something. He smells like shit. I'm trying to get him to get out right now.
I had to mute him or something. He was going crazy for a minute there. He was talking about beating my ass or something. I don't know, some weird shit. Said something about wearing panties.
All right, boys. Well,
All right, well,
Michael? Huh?
we cutting it?
I was starting to think, is there something else you want to say about upcoming fight, your gym, anything coming up, anything you need to set straight for the record? We can clip, put online, what you need.
All right. June 28th, Jackson, Tennessee. This weekend, as of the time of recording, Michael LispyBoy Fairhurst is making his return to the MMA cage in front of a sold-out crowd in Jackson, Tennessee. It's going to be electric. The live stream is going to be posted on my profile soon, Michael Fairhurst on Facebook, The Art of Catching These Hands on Instagram. Pay-per-view link will be posted soon. Tune in. You're going to see me pull some crazy-ass submission. I'm not even going to say what it is, but first round, I got something in mind for Muhammad Cisse. And then after I get done with him, it's on the Cuban Lions.
Oh boy, that's something to look forward to, guys.
Yeah, Nate Hamlin says Michael by first round murder this Saturday. And if anybody would know about first round murders, it's my boy Nate Hamlin. So.
And if I don't win, I'm not calling out Cuban Lions. I'd fight him either way. I don't give a shit. I don't like that guy. What else we got? Is that it?
I think that might be it. I was gonna run the quiz, but I don't know.
No, run the quiz. Run it. Run the quiz. Run the quiz. Run the quiz.
Run the quiz.
Hands behind my back. You know I'm not looking it up.
All right, we still got audio. We still got Jeremy. Still got me. Got Michael. All right, buddy.
Some good looking
First
dude
one
on
up.
the bottom left.
Nate, I just want to say I love you, brother. Thank you for being a viewer.
All right, first question up. Which UFC fighter held the belt the longest?
It's got to be Anderson Silva. Because, I mean, are we talking who had the most time as a UFC champion, or who held the belt for the longest amount of time during the
Who held it the longest amount of time?
Oh, shit.
Wait, no, I guess what he's asking is, are you counting the strip?
Yeah,
being
because
stripped
John
out?
Jones got stripped multiple times, and then he left and for DUIs. So Anderson Silva definitely had the longest reign for those three.
For consecutive title defenses.
Is C your final answer?
Now I'm not sure. It depends on the wording of the question. This isn't even
Well, I
fair.
told you it's continuous belt holding.
Oh, then yeah, Anderson Silva. He held it for like 7 years or some crazy shit.
You are correct.
Pretty sure the first UFC fight I ever watched actually was Anderson Silva. So.
All right, your next question. Eddie Bravo founded 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu what year?
Eddie Bravo founded 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu what year? Couldn't have been in the 90s because he's a new age grappler. 2003 or 2009. I feel like it's such a new age thing. I want to go with 2009. But also, how long has Joe Rogan been training? 2003. I'm gonna go 2003 because I feel like I've heard about Joe Rogan training there for like 20 fucking years, so it has to be 2003, right? Hey, the year LispyBoy was born.
2003 is correct. All right. Next question. What is the most effective takedown statistically in MMA?
Okay, personally, the outside leg trip for me is almost 100%. But I have to think about how many times people actually go for that in an MMA fight. I feel like MMA was so under evolved initially that the double leg has to have the highest statistic success rate because that's the only thing that people knew for the first decade of the UFC. So I'm gonna go double leg. Final answer.
Alrighty then, let's find out. And double leg was the correct answer. And your final question, what is the original name of New York City?
I think it was something like swamp ass capital of the world.
No. That is in Alabama, sir.
We're gonna go. It has to be Put Town because New York was used as a transport in the Revolutionary War, right? So.
No.
What are we laughing at?
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a. Is that your final answer? No.
Well, I thought New Amsterdam was like a city or some shit. Here's the thing. You know why I know a lot about MMA and not New York? Because no one gives a fuck about New York. Paducah, Kentucky is where it's at.
Well, this is your $1 million question for the $1 million I don't have that you won't get. You need to get this right, sir. You got 10 seconds.
New Netherlands, because everyone that lives in New York is a Neanderthal.
Well, Netherlands refers to the Dutch.
Oh, shit. We're going with New Netherlands, because I don't know.
So New York was originally a Dutch colony, and the original name of New York City was New Amsterdam.
Okay. I see how it is. It's
because
cool.
the capital of New York
bring me on here to
Netherlands was Amsterdam. And then when the damn Brits came, they changed it over to York after the Dukeshire. Or whatever that is. All right. Jeremy, give the outro.
Oh, God. Outro. All right. Well, here's the thing, boys. You guys, all you watching, and all the people that are going to watch this 10 years from now when we're rich and famous, okay? You guys need to like and subscribe to Jmurrayathletics on YouTube, on Facebook. Okay, we even got an Instagram because it's a new age we are, okay? And I'm telling you what, you need to tune in this weekend. You need to watch my boy LispyBoy soak out Muhammad Cisse or armbar him or grab his ankle or whatever he's going to do, okay? They got to do touch butt for a couple rounds, but hey, he's getting that dub, okay? And you guys need to stay tuned for next week's podcast. And because that's what we do every week. We're on here doing pods. It's awesome. So you guys should have a great day.
Hit the bell on the YouTube to be notified when they go live.
You do that thing. Dalton, pull that plug.